Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Rob Foglia, your real estate broker and coach. And I wanted to do a quick video here walking through finding affordable housing. There's been a lot of conversation in recent years about affordable housing, and justifiably so. I mean, the reality is that depending on what you're looking for, where you're looking, and obviously what part of the country you're looking in, affordable housing might not be too attainable. But in Middle Tennessee, there is affordable housing. So we're going to walk through what you can find at certain price points, starting today with a $300,000 purchase. So I'm using our MLS for this. Now, I'm using this because this is where realtors go for home searches. You can absolutely use your local MLS as well. There's a consumer side. You can also feel free to go to my website, robfolia.kw.com, and feel free to search for properties on there. Let's say you're looking for a home in Murfreesboro. You work in Murfreesboro. You have a budget of up to $300,000. Let's see what we can find. So we've got site built, which just means traditional stick built home. We've got active and coming soon, so meaning it's either available and ready to look at right now, or it's coming soon, meaning it's going to be on the market soon. And let's just type in Murfreesboro, and let's just put in our budget, 300,000. And let's say you're looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath. See what we get. So running the search in Murfreesboro, we really just have one option, sub 300. That's a site built 3-bed, 2-bath home. And it's this one here on Westfield Drive. Has been on the market for 104 days, so three and a half months now. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. Let's just scroll through the thumbnails of the photos. It's about 1,000 square feet. It looks move-in ready. So, I mean, for what it's worth, it looks very much move-in ready. One option, and usually when a home has been on the market for three and a half months, there's kind of a reason behind it. And, so we might have to get out there and actually see why that's the case. But so there is an option right here. Now, granted, that's right at 300, and say you need more space in this. Say you're like, man, I really want something, maybe you want something newer, like you don't like the 78 built home, you like newer construction, or say you want more space than this. This is your only option. Well, where else can we search? What else can we do? A couple of things. First, we can go back to our search and we could say, well, instead of looking for a detached home, like say you don't care about space and you're like, well, I can deal with a townhouse, right? Well, we're going to find some options if we type in $300,000 and we're in Murfreesboro and 3-bed, just about everything with 3 beds going to have 2 baths. I mean, you can see right here, there's 17 listings that popped up, including, right here, a newer construction, well, 20 years old, townhome here, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, almost 1,400 square feet, so bigger than that last property we saw. Nice open layout for 270s. Another one right here, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, almost 1,500 square feet. And again, nice open layout, newer construction, built in 2004. A lot of these are going to be very similar, so we don't need to necessarily run through each and every single one of them. But yeah, even like this one right here, I've sold a couple in this neighborhood over the years. This one on Octavia Street, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,900 square feet. It has a garage. Now, granted, it's right there up to close to 200, close to 300,000, but there are options. So you can see so far there are options. There are options sub 300 in Murfreesboro. Now, obviously, it depends on where you're looking, but there are options. We can find homes for you. Now, let's just say hypothetically you're that buyer. You were like, man, I really want to be in Murfreesboro, but maybe you don't like older construction. Like, I get it. So, I live in a newer home. My home was built about 10 years ago. I like newer construction. Maybe you do too. Maybe you don't want a townhome. Well, let's see what else. How can we find that for you? Let's look. So once again here, we're on the MLS. Now, we're not going to search in Murfreesboro. We're not even going to search Rutherford County because the reality is we looked in there, we didn't find it. We didn't see anything for 300,000. It's Friday as I'm recording this, and when a lot of new listings hit the market, there's nothing out there for 300,000. That's new construction. That's site built. That's site built and detached, I should say. And so where else can we look? If we expand our search a little bit, the closer we get into Nashville, the higher the prices are going to go. That's just the way it is right now. So let's look a little bit further out. Maybe you're okay with a 30-minute commute into Murfreesboro. Maybe you're okay with being somewhere in, Bell Buckle or Shelbyville. There's a lot of options that could exist. Let's see what we can find. So since I mentioned a couple of places just now, Shelbyville and Bell Buckle, for instance, let's just run a search. Let's go up to 300,000 and say, all right, I want to be in Shelbyville or Bell Buckle up to 300. And let's say built in the year 2000 or newer. So it's newer construction. Let's see what we get. We run our search and look, we've got 18 listings that popped up. Now, some of them might be attached. That's just the way the system works. Every now and then we see something like this right here. It's a new build. It's listed as site built, but the reality is it's got attached walls. So that's not what we're looking for. But let's just scroll through, look at a couple of options. I mean, look right here. Here's one in Shelbyville. It's a brand new construction, 299.9, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,400 square feet. It's on less than a quarter of an acre. But look, I mean, it's affordable housing right here. New construction. That's a cute home. I won't look at the exact same ones. There's a few listings on that street in this neighborhood here, but look, there's 6, 7 of them that just popped up that are in the same neighborhood that might work for you. Another 3 bed, 2 bath that is in Shelbyville. It's a little shy of 1,400 square feet. New build, new construction. So guys, there you have it. I just wanted to run through this search with you because the truth is, the fact of the matter is, there is still affordable housing available. You just gotta know where to look for it, and you gotta be a little bit flexible on what you're looking for. Especially if this is a first home or maybe a first detached home, like say you bought a townhome years ago and now you're looking for a first home for you to live in without neighbors right next door to you, like on your without neighbors that share a wall, so to speak. Well, you might have to flex a little bit on certain things. You might not be able to find a 2,500 square foot home. You might be looking at a 1,400 square foot home, but we can find you a home. These options exist. You just got to be trusting an agent that can help you decipher and crack the code and figure out what works for you. If you need an agent, I know a good one. I'm happy to help you however I can. Until next time, y'all, thank you so much. And hey, by the way, if this series at all strikes interest with you, do me a favor. Let me know. I'd love to keep going with this if there's demand. I'm happy to run searches in different parts of Middle Tennessee that we can find affordable housing, showcase affordable housing, maybe even get to the point where we're touring affordable housing. Happy to do that with you too. Thank you so much. Talk soon.